Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be having a review. So first I will be showing you some words and I need you to please think about what this word means and write an example of this. For example, energy efficient. What is it? Give an example of something that is energy efficient. Please write your ideas in your notebook, okay? Next we have locally grown, organic, solar powered, sustainable, recycled, renewable. Great. Let's continue. Now go to your student book, page 135, exercise number 1. Here, you're going to complete the sentences using the words in the box. More than one answer is possible at times. For example, letter A says, all official forms are printed on paper whenever possible. What do you think is the best word to complete this sentence? Recycled, right? Please pause the video and do the rest. Great, we're going to check this in class. Now, look at these sentences. Do you see any familiar structure? Please pause the video while you think about this. Great. If you notice, they are in passive voice, right? So let's review this. Remember that in passive voice, we are focusing on who receives the action more than who does it. And that we usually use verb to be and the past participle of our verb. So please read the sentences again. Think about this. How many clauses do the sentences have? Which is the relative clause? How was the relative clause reduced? Please pause the video while you work on this. Okay, let's go ahead and check. So, if you notice, they have two sentences each, right? So here I underlined both clauses on the sentences. You can take a look at them. Now, the relative clause, if you notice, it includes a relative pronoun. In the first one, we have which, and then the passive voice are located. And then we have that were buried. Here, our relative pronoun would be that. Remember, we can also use who, where, whose, etc. And how was it reduced? Using a reduced passive clause. Basically, what I did was I eliminated the relative pronoun and also the verb to be. So I just wrote the past participle form of our verb. Great. Let's go to our student book, page 134, exercise number 1. Here, what you need to do is choose the correct alternative to complete this text. Now, please notice that sometimes you will be using active sentences because you're focusing on who does the action, or sometimes you will be using passive sentences because you're focusing on who receives the action. Pause the video while you work on this, please. Okay, guys, we're going to check in class. Now, continue working in exercise 2. Here, we need to rewrite the reduced passive clauses in bold as full relative clauses. So here you will write the relative pronoun and also, of course, the verb to be in the tense that you need it. Now pause the video while you work on this. Okay, great. Now please match the sentences that you wrote with the pictures shown, 1, 2, or 3. We're going to check this in class, okay? Let's continue. Now please read the sentences. Write them into passive voice. Pause the video while you work on this. Okay, great, guys. We're going to check all of these exercises during our class. Now, please read this sentence. How can we form comparatives? Use some of the options that you have there. Pause the video, please. Okay, great. So if you remember, when we have a short adjective, what we usually do is we take our adjective plus er, and we use the words than and the other noun. If we have a long adjective, it's a little different. We're going to be using the word more, adjective, than noun. And when we have something negative, we're going to use less, adjective, than noun. Great. Let's continue. Now, please Complete again the comparative structure. Pause the video, please. Okay, let's go ahead and check. So we have as, a noun phrase or an adjective, as. Remember that we use this structure as to say that something is equal, that there is not a difference. And we can use not as to say that it is different, that the first one has less of something than the second one. Now, please read the sentences and decide what the words in bold refer to. Does it mean a large difference, a moderate difference, a small one, or basically no difference? Please pause the video while you think about this. Okay, guys, we're going to share this in class. Now, go to your student book, page 134, exercise number 3. Here, you're going to write sentences comparing the shoes in the pictures in exercise 2 with the ones that you are wearing right now. Please use all of the comparative structures in the box at least once. So you will need to be writing a few sentences. Pause the video while you work on this. Okay? Excellent, guys. We're going to share our sentences. Now, we'll continue talking about feet. Please match the meaning of these idioms that I have here from 1 to 12 to the meanings that I included down. Pause the video, please. Okay, guys, let's check. So, when you put your feet up, that means that you sit down and you relax. If you have feet of clay, you have imperfections that get you into trouble. To shoot yourself in the foot is to say or do something stupid which ruins your chances of something. If you put your foot down, it means that you firmly insist on doing or not doing something. To stand on your own 2 feet means to act or manage independently. Wait on hand and foot is to do everything for somebody. If you have itchy feet, that means that you want to travel or you want to make a change in your life. If you get cold feet, that means that you suddenly feel uncertain about going through with a plan. To get a foot on the door, it means to get a chance to start working somewhere. And if you put your foot in your mouth, it means that you accidentally say something that annoys or embarrasses someone. To start off on the wrong foot means to establish a bad relationship with someone when you first met them. Great, guys. So, go to your student book, page 135, exercise number 2. Please match the expressions in the box to the definitions. Pause the video. Okay? Now think about this. Have any of these things happened to you recently? We're going to share in class. Now, guys, let's talk about technology. Please pause the video while you match the words to their meanings. Okay, let's check. So, binge watching means watching multiple episodes of something. Usually, we use a streaming platform to do this. The browser history is a record of the web pages that you visited in your computer. Catfishing is attracting a person with a fictional online persona. A clickbait is a form of false advertisement. They have a very attractive title, but the content is not exactly what you expect. Cyberbullying means sending messages of an intimidating manner. FOMO is fear of missing out, basically feeling others might have a good time without you. And froyo is frozen dessert made with yogurt, basically frozen yogurt. Great. Now, once again, pause the video while you continue matching this. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and check. So, ghost in this case is a verb and it means to end a personal relationship without explanation. Basically, you disappear. IRL means in real life. Pop ups are ads that appear without requesting them, like small windows on the internet. A selfie is a photograph that you take of yourself. Spam means unwanted email. And streaming content is an audio or video file played from the internet. Great, guys. Now, please write sentences with these words. Pause the video, please. Okay, let's continue, guys. Now, please read this text. What do the words in pink refer to? Pause the video. Okay, guys, so if you notice, we used the words in pink to avoid repeating some of the phrases, some of the words in the paragraph. So remember that the structure is that we can omit some of the words or we can replace them with others. For example, remember that people made these arguments about email when it came out? In this case, am I omitting or replacing the word email? That's right, we are replacing it with the word it. Let's take a look at the next one. And if you don't increase training, I guarantee you they won't write both genders equally well. And if you don't, I guarantee you they won't. Here we just omitted. We eliminated the words because we know exactly what they mean with the rest of the paragraph. Let's look at the last one. I prefer to think of language as evolving rather than worsening, as it always has. In this case, I replaced the word language with it, right? Great, let's practice. Go to your student book, page 134, exercise number 4. Make the article as short as possible by replacing or dropping any unnecessary words and phrases. Remember that if the word was mentioned before, sometimes you can just eliminate it or you can replace it with a noun like eat or something like that. Great, guys. Let's continue. We're going to check this in class. Okay, guys, look at these words. Which of them are similar? Pause the video while you come up with your list. Okay, guys, we're going to check this in class. Now, let's continue. Please read these sentences. Complete the structures. Pause the video while you work on this. So, if you notice, we're using the simple past in these sentences. However, we are not referring to simple past. We're going to use simple past in conditionals to say that we think a present or future event is unlikely or impossible. For example, if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. It's not that it's not possible, but it's not that easy, right? We also use simple past in reported speech to refer to the present. They told me they did their homework. Okay, guys, please pause the video while you complete these phrases. Okay, it's time to check. We use it's time with simple past to say that you think something should happen now or very soon. Use would rather with simple past to explain that you don't want someone to do something or that you're not happy with situation. Please be careful with this one because we can use would rather with simple present to talk about our preferences. Okay? Now let's go ahead and practice. Go to your student book, page 134. Please write the verbs in parentheses in the appropriate form. Pause the video, please. Okay, guys? Now, who do you think is talking and who are they talking to? What do you imagine the situation is? Let's think about this before class. Okay, guys, let's continue with our review. Please match the verbs with the nouns to make collocations. Once you finish, think about this. What do these phrases mean? Pause the video, please. Okay, guys, for example, we say address a problem, boost self-esteem, pursue an education, represent yourself, reunite families, and secure employment. Great. Now go to your student book, page 135, exercise number 4. Please match the two halves of the sentences. Pause the video, please. Great, guys, we're going to check this in class. Now, the last thing you're going to do is to please find out what these phrases mean. A bad conscience, a clear conscience, a guilty conscience, all conscience, is one's conscience, in good conscience, on one's conscience. Guys, we're going to discuss this in class, okay? I'll see you then. Bye bye.